Thank you. Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to be here and to share with you the research that has been conducted from the other side of the pond, so in Thailand. And I think that we had a world tour and we end our presentation in Thailand as the final country for today. My research has been pretty much dominantly based on migration studies for professional athletes coming into Southeast Asia. And alongside that, studies about the role of politics and socio-political aspects of sports in Thailand. And most importantly, this would be about a patron, if we call this politician or this person a patron in Thailand, and how he has been able to utilize his football club and the areas in which he governs as a politician as a way to construct and bring out a regional identity, which has become very predominant in Thailand. The link between sports and politics, I'm sure, like in other countries, has been there has been a very fine line between the role of sports and politics. And in Thailand as well, we see that many banned politicians have entered into the ring of sports or has always been behind sporting teams as well as federations. But their role has pretty much come back and forth in terms of the timing. For this politician himself, he used to be a longtime politician, one of the most influential politicians at present in Thailand. So his party, which he is not directly linked to, but everyone knows that he is the mastermind behind the political party, is the one that is the current government of the Thai politics. So this it's not from a movie or anything, but that's him. He's called Nin Siriwat. He's a longtime politician and also from the northeastern province of Thailand called Buriram. So that's the province. So my primary research question is, in which ways does a political patron and ordinary football supporters help co-construct a shared regional identity through the culture and practices surrounding this particular football club? Before this, he was involved in politics, but he was banned for 10 years. And the time when he was banned, it was the time when he stepped in to buy a former football club and to pretty much license it as a club from his province. So he was not allowed to be involved in politics directly, and his role was basically using sports as a tool, as a vehicle to show himself and to always present himself every week after week at the league games. The sub-questions from my research was basically, how does the patron's leadership, symbolism, and public messaging shape the meanings of loyalty in Thai football? And how does this shape regional belonging? Because before this, we never heard about a northeastern regional identity. But now the area, which comprises of 15 provinces, suddenly is under this kind of wider umbrella of a Buriram identity. So what forms of identity and performance emerge through clothing, rituals, chants, and what they do in their match day routines, as well as in their non-match day lifestyles? And how does the stadium infrastructure, landscape, as well as the province itself help create and ignite the sense of regional football identity? The theoretical frameworks that frames this wider research is basically touching the areas of patronage and how many societies in Southeast Asia are pretty much still very patron-led. So basically based around individuals, politicians, strong one-man show individuals, as well as symbolism, symbolic interactionism, how identity is formed through social interactions that we see through football. And also the idea of the hybridity of this, as how local fans who are also fans of other clubs worldwide are also, how do they differentiate or balance this kind of relation between being a Liverpool supporter as well as a Buriram supporter? The methodology was pretty much mixed in nature. So a lot of, for instance, we had like 15 semi-structured interviews with Buriram supporters who were fans from the first season of the club, inauguration, had interviews with players from the club, as well as observations at the arena itself, and analysis through club media, political speeches, as well as through like a triangulated approach to trace the social meaning behind the patrons' actions. The key findings pretty much brings me down to two main points. So basically, place-based loyalty and regional identity is formed through the club itself. And the patron and the fans help co-create the shared meaning of belonging. So they do this through various forms, such as using a local dialect that is not used in other parts of Thailand, and using that as part of their chants, using that to demonstrate this identity that belongs to them. But in the wider northeastern part, they also pretty much utilize the same kind of language. The regional pride coming from cultural resources that supporters negotiate. So in that area, they share common cultural backgrounds with the Cambodian side. So it's neighboring Cambodia. It's part of Thailand that neighbors Cambodia. So how they mediate and use the same kind of symbols and define that belongs to them as opposed to the Cambodian clubs. Key findings also basically fans demonstrate loyalty not just to the club itself, not to the players, but also most importantly to the politician. So the fans would call the politicians boss. The exact word in Thai would be nai, so boss. And players call the politician himself boss as well, showing a kind of relation that is not very normal to the world of football we see elsewhere. And community rituals, as I said, the very strong sense of local community using local dialect to present itself as a part of the club rituals. And the club now is the #1 club in Thailand in terms of rankings and trophies, and it's playing in the Champions League as well. So the club and the growth of the club really brought the area under spotlight, because before, this area of northeastern part of Thailand was never really no one would imagine that they would be at home to a football club that would play against the likes of clubs from Japan as well as from the Middle East. So it really created an awakening for Thai sports, that this area actually had more than just farmers and being the backbone of Thailand's agricultural landscape. So himself, he actually calls himself as the father figure as well. So this idea of Thai media also fascinated by the idea that he is the father figure, he's a patron, he's a leader, and his involvement is more than just as a president. So he's actually on the sidelines every match day, and he also makes decisions in terms of the rosters and the selection of players. From this research, we can see that in the context of Thai football, especially in the past, the first wave of club ownership was basically state-owned enterprises. Then when the league became more professionalized, the clubs basically had to find provinces to have as a main source of local connection. So when the clubs went out to the provinces, that led to the emergence of politicians coming in to govern, to control the clubs. And this leads to a model that we see in other parts of Thailand as well, but not as strong as Buriram, where the club is in the center. And we see that the community engagement, club community beyond the match days, as well as the role of politics, like mainstream politics, really shapes how the club is run and how the messages is portrayed. Before elections, we see that these politicians would be campaigning at the football stadiums itself. And also there's other studies that the role of the politicians themselves they have individuals who are taking care of different provinces in the different districts. And these districts are actually fan club leaders who are working for the club itself. So the role of sports and politics has been pretty much very tied. In conclusion, I would say that football in Thailand operates as an evolving social field, which meanings of identity, place, belonging is shaped and currently produced and reproduced, and is contested through the interactions of everyday life between fans, between the owners, as well as, in this case, between the patron and the fans of the club. So in Buriram, this co-creation of belonging demonstrates how sports can also be mobilized in a positive or a negative way and helps create identity for communities that may never imagine themselves as being in the spotlight for sports. So right now in Buriram, they're opening doors to other sporting activities like the MotoGP. They have one of the event races there alongside football. So he's really been idolized for opening the world of sports to an area which is very much underdeveloped in Thailand. So we can say that regional pride becomes negotiated as a part of a resource, and emerging from the connection between politics and sports, we see that it can be portrayed in both positive and negative ways. The contribution to the study, basically, it pinpoints Southeast Asian perspectives to global sports sociology. Very little is known or addressed about Southeast Asia as a region for sports, but I think that with some studies like this, we can open doors to more studies about the role of social, cultural, and political elements and how that can help us understand more about cultures, especially in the emerging nations. Thank you.